Political trends analysis by using the opinions on social media. Project ID 2020 MP 165, presented by Surat Singh Rana, Mohit Bhardwaj, Aryan Shom, Arun Singhal, and supervised by Mr. Anjay Mani Tripathi. The following are the table of contents for the project. The abstract is going to be presented by Mohit Bhardwaj, followed by the introduction of the literature survey.
Friends, nowadays social media plays a crucial role in affecting the general populace feelings towards a government or an institution. So, to understand the sentiment of any post in social media, an effective procedure is necessary. So, we have analyzed some Twitter posts to understand the sentiments of people according to the concept using the Tweepy API, accessing tweets much beyond the 1 week interval. An hybrid sentiment analysis model comes into play to judge the sentiment of the series, classifying it into positive, negative, or neutral. We have referenced over the 15 research papers and a book for our project. The following is a literature survey for a few of the most relevant research papers and the book presented by each of us.
Hannah and Young focus on the text classification using the CNN in this paper. CNN, which stands for convolutional neural networks, have been generally utilized on picture data sets, extricates the picture's critical highlights as the convolutional filter passes through the picture. A similar function of CNN could be utilized in the written context also. If on the off chance that the given information is in one dimension, local information of the text is stored and significant highlights are extracted as the channel moves along the written area. Along these lines, using CNN for text classification is very successful. The proposed network comprises of an implanting layer, two convolutional layers, a pooling layer, and a FC layer. The sentence vectors were cushioned to a fixed size. That is to say, two long sentences were sliced to a specific length and two short sentences were attached with the paired token. The most extreme length of the sentences was set to a fixed length S. The implanting layer then yields the S cross E matrix, where E denotes the implanting size. The SE framework, the yield of the implanting layer, is then set down as the first convolutional layer. The fundamental highlights are then separated by the convolutional layer and the most conspicuous highlights are chosen by the pooling layer. Then the vector is inputted to the FC layer shapes and yields something that is named the negative or positive.
Kalaivani A and Tenmozi D centers around the contextual mining of text using the deep learning techniques. Sentiment analysis is relevant mining of content which perceives and coerces abstract data from the source material, and it likewise helps a business to understand the social notion of their service, brand, or product while discerning online chats. Sentiment analysis manages sentiments, subjective text, and opinions. It is utilized for the determination of expressive directions of user review automatically. Recently, deep learning algorithms delivered impressive performance in NLP applications encompassing sentiment analysis across numerous data sets. Such models need not bother with any pre-characterized highlights which are handpicked by the engineer. However, they could learn complex highlights of the dataset on their own. Albeit each and every unit in these neural networks is generally basic, by methods of stacking layers of neural layer units at the rear of one another, these models are competent to learn highly sophisticated decision boundaries. Words are connoted in a high measurement vector space and the feature extortion is left to the neural network. Architectures like RNNs are also competent to effectively comprehend the sentence's structure. These make deep learning models the best fit for tasks like sentiment analysis. In this paper, they have discussed about the sentimental analysis using various kinds of deep learning algorithms like CNN, RNN, DBN, DNN, rule-based classifier, and SVM classifier. The conclusion drawn in this research is that a primary task in sentiment analysis is to categorize the polarity of the provided text at the sentence, document, or feature level to ascertain whether the expressed opinion in a sentence, a document, or else an entity feature is unbiased, negative, or positive.
Justin and Zing has done testing for the categorization on both the sentence and review level with better results. The data for experiment was taken from the Amazon.com website. The experiment mainly falls into two phases, phase 2 and phase 3. In phase 2, an algorithm was proposed and implemented for negation phrases identification. A mathematical approach is proposed for sentiment score computation. A feature vector generation method is presented for sentiment polarity categorization. In phase 3, two sentiment polarity categorization experiments are respectively performed based on sentence level and review level. Secondly, performance of three classification models were evaluated and compared based on their experiment results. It was observed that the average sentiment score is a strong feature by itself, since it is able to achieve an F1 score over 0.8 for the sentence level with the complete set. For the review level with the complete set, the feature is capable of producing an F1 score that is over 0.73. However, there are still couple of limitations to this study. The first one is that review level categorization becomes difficult if we want to classify reviews to their specific star scale ratings.
Ali, Sana, Ahmad, and Shahabuddin presented a framework in which they have explained a process from the collection, sentiment analysis, and classification of Twitter opinions. They considered tweets that were posted by users in the form of hashtags to express their opinions about current political trends. Then they sorted the retrieved tweets in the database, translated Urdu tweets, and pre-processed the dataset. After pre-processing, the remaining dataset was split into the training set with 1690 tweets and the test set with 400 tweets. Polarity and subjectivity were calculated using three different libraries: SentiWordNet, WWSD, and TextBlob. We applied the naive Bayes and SVM classifier on training set in Weka and built a classification model. The model was tested on the training dataset to obtain the accuracy result of each classifier. The following subsections details the tools and techniques that aided us in sentiment analysis. To gather public opinion based on collected hashtags related to views about political parties, including Twitter top trends, we use Tweety API. We have created an account on Tweety API linked to our Twitter account. To retrieve the tweets, Tweety API accepts parameters and provides the Twitter account's data in return. Retrieved tweets from Twitter accounts were saved in the database under the following fields: Twitter ID, hashtag, tweet created, user ID, screen name, tweet text, retweet count, follower count, and favorite count of each tweet. The gathered tweets numbered 1 lakh. We select hashtags that were trending on Twitter, representing the political views of people. In addition, we searched for some more hashtags of a political nature. Tweets were retrieved against the hashtags. Tweets gathered from user accounts were in Urdu, English, and Roman Urdu language. To add novelty in the data analysis, they have included tweets of the Urdu language by taking into account that the fact that Urdu is the national language of Pakistan. So people prefer to present their views in their native language. Before obtaining sentiments, it is necessary to convert data into a format so that they can be accurately classified as negative, neutral, or positive. For this purpose, they first translated Urdu tweets into English using a translator API.
Farah and Sayada made this paper, whose thought process was to investigate a major part of opinions on social media sites to anticipate the results of the US elections using Python. The proposed framework recovers tweets and performs a political opinion examination of them. It comprises of 4 principal modules: one for retrieval, one for preprocessing, one for sentiment analysis, and the last one for result visualization. In the module for recovery, the tweets from Twitter were recovered by using the Twython, which is a Twitter API. Client tweets were then gathered for Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, and Bernie Sanders by executing the code in Python. These tweets are then sifted and arranged depending on the notions of the tweets. The gathered tweets may contain hashtags, URLs, @tags, emojis, trailing white spaces, and new line characters. The module for preprocessing plays out the filtration process and utilizes the various Python libraries for recovering the significant pieces of the tweet by expelling pointless matter. In the module for sentiment analysis, the primal notions are utilized to follow two patterns over some times, which are polarity, which means whether the assumption related with the element is negative, positive, or unbiased, and subjectivity, that is, how much of the three notions does the element gather. Subjectivity demonstrates the extent of a notion to recurrence of an event, while the extremity shows level of positive notion references among all the references. The average extremity and the subjectivity measures are determined as in the proposed calculation. In the module for visualizing the results, the last step is to take in the sifted tweets and produce a cloud of words, bunch the bar graph, and a table to picturize the outcomes.
Bowie, Apurv, Leah present a prior part of speech specific extremity, including and investigating the utilization of a tree kernel to block the requirement for theory element designing. In this paper, they considered a mainstream microblog known as Twitter and constructed models for grouping tweets into negative, positive, and unbiased. They explored different course of action regarding three sorts of models: unigram model, a component-based model, and a decision tree model. They likewise present two blends of these proposed models, specifically kernel in addition to centi-highlights and unigram in addition to centi-highlights. The creators utilized physically clarified Twitter information for their examination. They utilized a unigram model as their pattern. Scientists report best-in-class execution for assumption investigation on Twitter information utilizing a unigram model. They report mean and standard deviation of 5 overlap test precision and see that the tree parts outflying the unigram and centi includes by 2.58% and 2.66% individually. The 100 sentiment highlights proceeds just as a unigram model that utilizes around 10,000 highlights. They likewise explore different avenues regarding mix of models. Joining unigrams with sentiment highlights beats the blend of widths with sentiment includes by 0.7%. This is their best performing framework for the negative versus positive undertaking, increasing about 4.04% outright addition over a hard unigram standard.
Din, Huang, Deng, Mao, and Tho presented a deep architecture to perform aspect level sentiment analysis for news articles. They combine some neural network models proposed in various deep learning approaches aiming at tackling specific issues commonly occurring for news articles. The proposed architecture can also effectively process the case when the subject to be analyzed sentimentally is not the main topic of the concerned article, which is also a common issue when performing aspect level sentiment processing. The authors use the word embedding model to reduce the word dimensionality before proceeding to the subsequent neural networks. This is to reduce the resource consumed by the learning system. They use the LSTM approach to handle the order relationship between the sentence in articles. In particular, this model will forget the current information if finding that this information is deemed irrelevant to the analyzed object. Finally, they use multiple layers of dropout in the whole architecture. This is based on a proposal where dropout factors can be used to prevent overfitting on any back propagation learning system. The neural network model used as submodules in this architecture have been previously proposed, including word embedding CNN and LSTM. The conclusion drawn in this research is that our architecture makes a combination of these models with careful analysis and explanation of the rationales when solving the issues of news articles. They have tested their model with an actual data collection and obtained promising results.
Dua Mohe Eldin Mohammad Hussain introduces a new technique to analyze the online reviews called sentiment analysis of online papers to save the reading time and cost for the researchers. This technique includes two evaluation parts on the scientific paper: sentiment score and system score. Sentiment score is based on the online reviews evaluation. System score is based on essential topic parameters evaluation. This technique is called sentiment analysis of online papers. It improves the accuracy and understanding the online sentiment reviews. The approach of evaluating the sentiment consisting of creating enhancement of bag of words model producing solutions for the essential 91 sentiment challenges in this domain. The enhancement bag of words model solves the two major weaknesses of the standard one: low accuracy manual and evaluation approach. It is an automated model for evaluating sentiments and depends on each word weight, replacing term frequency of each word. It also classifies a sentiment strength into 5 sentiment polarity classification levels. It also introduced solution for the most significant sentiment challenges for improving accuracy. These challenges are negative, spam, fake news, extracting, and evaluates the most significant parameters in the scientific research domain. These parameters are that place of publication, publishing date, and a number of citation paper. For evaluating the proposed technique SAUP efficiency, we make a comparison between it and two famous techniques. The results have a comparison between the accuracy performance between the three techniques when the researchers apply the techniques on 3 data sets: training, test, and verified. The comparison results illustrate how proposed technique can increase accuracy performance with facing many language coverage cases and solving some sentiment analysis challenges. The accuracies show in NLTK, NLPS, and SAUP, that is 62%, 70%, and 82% respectively. The performance results between 3 techniques, which give the average of the results obtained for 3 datasets. The technique with the highest F measure was face sentiment analysis is SAUP, that is 87.5%, and NLPS is the second on with 71%, and the NLTK with 61%.
Aliza Chinese Shuib focuses on analyzing multiple tweets by determining their polarity. The objective of these studies are first, to study the sentiment analysis in microblogging. Second is to develop a program for customers review on a product which allows an organization or individual to sentiment and analyzes a vast amount of tweets into a useful format. In developing the Twitter sentiment analysis application, several tools are utilized such as Python Shell 2.7.2 and Notepad. There are 2 main approaches for extracting sentiment automatically, which are the lexicon based approach and ML based approach. Lexicon based methods make use of predefined list of words where each word is associated with a specific sentiment. ML method often rely on supervised classification approaches where sentiment detection is framed as a binary, which are positive and negative. This approach requires labeled data to train classifiers. Sentiment analysis has techniques in assigning polarity such as NLP, CBR, ANN, API, SVM. Tweets are retrieved in the JSON format. Tweets from JSON file will be assigned the value of each word by matching with the lexicon dictionary. As a limitation of words in the lexicon dictionary which is not able to assign a value to every single word from tweets, however, as a scientific language of Python which is able to analyze a sense of each tweet into positive or negative for getting a result. The result will be shown in a pie chart which is representing a percentage of positive, negative, and null sentiment hashtags.
Marco Bonzanini touches on the main aspects of first, social media APIs. Each platform provides access to the data in different ways. Understanding how to interact with them can answer the questions: how does one get the data, and also what kind of data can one get. This is important because without access to the data, there would be no data analysis to carry out. Each chapter focuses on different social media platforms and provides details on how to interact with the relevant API. Second, data mining techniques. Just getting the data out of an API doesn't provide much value to us. The next step is answering the question, what can one do with the data? In terms of theory, the choice is to simply scratch the surface of what is needed without digging too much into details that belong to academic textbooks. The purpose is to provide practical examples that can get you easily started. Third, Python tools for data science. Once one understands what they can do with the data, the last question is how does one do it? Python has established itself as one of the main languages for data science. It's easy to understand syntax and semantics. Together with its rich ecosystem for scientific computing, provides a gentle learning curve for beginners and all the sharp tools required by experts at the same time. The book introduces the main Python libraries used in the world of scientific computing, such as NumPy, Pandas, NetworkX, Scikit-learn, NLTK, and many more. Practical examples will take the form of short scripts that you can easily use or possibly extend to perform different and interesting types of analysis over the social media data that one has accessed. Now, The research gap will be presented by Mohit.
Research gap. Sentiment analysis using naive-based classification, video library, IBM Watson, and tree kernel method usually yields a prediction that is approximately 35% to 40% accurate. This can be increased to more than 50% by using RNN-based model, that is recurrent neural network. In the previous research papers, the sentiment analysis was done by either using lexicon-based technique or machine learning-based technique. In none of the research papers were the two techniques combined together. So we have implemented a combined model consisting of both techniques. Now the problem statement will be presented by Suraj Singh Rana.
Thus, to summarize, our problem definition is twofold. First of all, it is to increase the accuracy of our sentiment analyzer, and second is to implement a hybrid sentiment analysis model, which will combine the functionality of both the lexicon-based and machine learning-based sentiment model into one combined model.
Expected impact on academics or industry. Firstly, the reception of various political stances and actions in the form of opinions on social media can be understood as well as analyzed for further use in academics as well as the industry. In academics, the data can be used in order to identify the majority opinion as well as the opinions of various niche communities to analyze the political stances of the given communities. Thirdly, the industry benefits from the results obtained via the analysis of the data in order to further classify the sentiments of the various communities. Now, the methodology of the project will be presented by the Aryan.
We have extracted our data from Twitter by using the Twitter API and Python TweeP library. For this, first we have to register for a Twitter developer app. Then we have to get the customer and access tokens from the app, which will help us in extracting the data from the Twitter. The data is then loaded into a CSV file which contains about 2500 tweets with the text and ID. Our sentiment analysis model is a hybrid one, meaning that it incorporates both lexicon-based and machine learning-based sentiment model. This is done so that the weaknesses of both the models, lexicon and machine learning-based, gets cancelled out and we can incorporate the strengths of both the model into the hybrid one. We use the Python TextClub library for the lexicon-based sentiment analysis. It is a very powerful NLP library that comes pre-packaged with its own sentiment functionality. We use this library to generate the polarity, that is sentiment of tweet expressed in numbers of every tweet. The polarity range of this library is -1 to 1. Then the text and sentiment of the tweet is saved into another CSV file. For our machine learning model, we use a RNN model with a stacked LSTM architecture containing 2 layers of LSTM and 1 layer of bidirectional LSTM. Before passing our data to the RNN model, we have to do 3 things. First, we have to pre-process the data that consists of removing URLs, stop word removal, lemmatization and POTUS stemming. Second, we have to convert our sentiments into 3 labels: positive, neutral and negative. The sentiment range for each of the label is 0.2 to 1, -0.2 to 0.2 and -1 to 0.2 respectively. This is done because if we provide our RNN model with many different values, it will not be able to differentiate them and thus treat each value as an individual label. Thus, it is better to categorize every values to a label by ourselves before passing it on to the model. Then we save the text, clean text and the new generated sentiment into the same CSV file. Thirdly, we have to split our data into train and test set. As the name suggests, the train set will be used to train the RNN model and the test set will be used to test and validate the RNN model. Now, as we earlier said, we are using a stacked LSTM model for our RNN instead of using a single LSTM cell. The difference being that now the data will have to pass through multiple LSTM cells, including a bidirectional one, which will help in improving the accuracy of the model as it makes the model deeper. The additional hidden layers will recombine the learned representation from prior layers and create new representations at higher levels of abstraction. Next, we calculate the accuracy of the model. The accuracy of our model determines how well the model performs and is the factor that determines whether we get the desired results for the project. The accuracy is defined as follows: accuracy is equal to 2 samples upon total samples. Next, We visualize the accuracy of the model and loss of the model in a graphical manner. A functional plot matrix is created which is used to plot the accuracy and loss of the different phases of the model. Now the detailed design will be presented to you by Suraj.
The following is the detailed design of our architectural diagram. First of all, the tweets are extracted from the API using Tweepy. Then the URLs, the @ tags and the hashtags etc. are removed from the obtained tweet. Then we have removed the emoticons, followed by the removal of white space and new line characters. Then the sentences are tokenized, the word frequency is computed, eliminating the stop words and stemming the words. Then the polarity is computed along with the computation of the subjectivity, followed by the classification algorithm which is applied to the tweet to classify the tweets into positive, neutral, and negative tweets. Finally, all this information obtained is visualized through the data visualization. This is the detailed design of a recurrent neural network. The recurrent neural network takes some inputs, and then the output produced by the neural network is then used once again as an input to the other level of the neural network. In such a way, the output layer recurrences by making use of its own prior inputs and outputs to form the next level of the output. Such is the work of a recurrent neural network.
Major inputs. Tweepy. It is a Twitter API for extracting the tweets. A valid Twitter account. A Twitter account is required for accessing the Twitter developer features, including the API. OS specifications. The used applications such as TensorFlow require Windows 7 or Windows 10 for running the program. Now the results obtained will be presented by Arun Singhal.
Results obtained. The prediction of tweet polarity is enabled based on the previous tweets using the RNN model. Predictions obtained are more accurate than the previous models, such as using Naive-Bayes algorithm by a considerable margin. So, the polarity and the trend of the sentiment, whether it is an upward trend or a downward one, as well as the information about how stable or volatile the sentiment is, some of the data that is obtained as the result.
100% of the work was completed as per the original plan at the submission of project report.
The originality of the project is that in the previous research papers, they had used lexicon-based sentiment analysis techniques and machine learning-based sentiment analysis techniques. However, we have combined the two techniques to develop a hybrid sentiment analysis technique. Moreover, for machine learning-based techniques, the models developed were CNN or simple RNN model or used classifier like n-grams, SVC, etc. But we have used a stack-based LSTM architecture for a RNN model, giving a much higher accuracy than the previously mentioned models.
The new ideas that can be highlighted in our project are developing a hybrid sentiment analysis technique and using stack-based long short-term memory architecture in RNN model. Now tools used will be presented by Arun Singhal.
Tools used. Anaconda was used for simulation and testing. Now the Aryan will elaborate on the team members with their contributions.
Following are the contributions made by each member. Suraj Singh Rana, lead presenter, latex frontend. Mohit Bhardwaj, presentation support and the training of dataset. Aryan Shom, that is me, lead programmer and Python backend. Arun Singhal, programming support, training as well as testing of the dataset.
2% of the work was done using SRM's facilities, since it was basically just the guide's cabin which was used for meeting each week to speak with the guide. No other facilities were used. Whereas 98% of the work was done using external facilities, since the bulk of the work was done from home.
The challenges faced during the execution of the project are the code was not executing correctly at first. So we had to refer some internet sources and books to correct our code and execute the program properly. The accuracy of our technique was not very high at first. So we had to use some normalization methods like dropouts callback functions, etc., and increase the layers to do so. Now, the modification due to lockdown will be presented by Arun Singhal.
Quite luckily, since there was a minimal physical component present in our project, the negative effects of the lockdown were negligible. On the contrary, due to the lockdown, the guide and the more busy group members were able to dedicate more time to the project, and thus we were able to achieve a higher accuracy due to having produced a larger dataset for training as per the guide's guidance. Next up, Aryan Shom will present the references that were used in the making of the project.
These are the references. Now, as we had discussed earlier, we have about 20 references with us, 19 of them referring to different research papers, and one of them is referring to a book.
And that is all. Thank you for taking out the time from your day to view our presentation.